coming up on a year of being single. What's up, Nelly gang? It's your girl Nicole here. Welcome back to my channel. Come here, let me hug you. And today, as you guys can see by the title, I have another chit chat. Get ready with me. I'm going to be talking about why I'm single, how I became single, the whole thing, all of my experiences, and some advice for my single people out there. So before we get into this video, if you would like to be part of the Nelly gang, all you gotta do is hit subscribe. Like, come on, I know you want this for life, so subscribe, boo. And anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So before we actually get into the topic of this video, I just wanted to let you guys know that this video is being sponsored by a company called Lumiere Hair. I think that's how you say their name. This is what their packaging looks like. It is super pretty. It's in a purple packaging that has like these little drawstrings on the top. Shipping took about 2 to 3 days, no longer than a week, and their customer service was amazing. Inside, they just gave me the wig, and then they also give you a wig cap, which I thought was nice. And the wig was nicely packaged. It was very beautiful. The hair that I'm wearing is their ombre T-part lace wig, highlighted human hair pre-plucked wig, and I have mine in the inches 22. So this is a T-part wig, which means that there is lace in the middle of the wig. You guys can wear it in a middle part, but what I usually do is I tilt mine to the side because I like a side part. I did go ahead and put my hair in a ponytail. You guys will see that I put my hair in a slick back ponytail, and then I went ahead and put my black net hair cap on, and then I put my brown hair net cap on that matches my skin tone. And after I did that, I went ahead and put the wig on my head. After I put the wig on my head, I just kind of looked at it a little bit, and then I went ahead and cut the rest of the lace off. And I wasn't necessarily sure how I wanted to style this wig. I didn't know if I wanted to keep it in the middle part or if I wanted to put it over in the side. So I did try to like kind of swoop the hair over on the side. So yeah, you guys, this hair was pretty much really easy to install, and it does come with an adjustable strap in the back, so you can wear this wig glueless like I'm wearing it now. This color is really nice. I feel like they did a very great job with the color. It's a little different for me. I don't know how I feel about this wig on me personally, but I do feel like it might look better on other people. Yeah, that's just a few details about the hair, and now I'm going to show you guys how I styled the hair and how I got it to look like this. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. I'm actually going to go ahead and put some powder in my part. And then I'm going to take a lighter powder and do the same thing. This hair, I don't know how I feel about it on me. Honestly, I don't know if I like it that much on me. I don't know. I'm actually going to go ahead and crimp this hair because I want it to be more voluminous. I feel like it's very flat. So I kind of wanted to see what the crimps look like on this side first before I did my whole entire head, and I kind of like it. I'm kind of feeling these vibes a little bit. I kind of want it to be like fluffier type of look, so you could wear it straight or you could wear it like this. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this side. I am coming up on a year of being single, and I must say I have learned a lot in this single season, like a lot. I have experienced different things. Last year around this time, I think it's gonna be like late January, it'll be like a year, I left a relationship that I was in. I decided to leave that relationship because I just kind of felt like I wasn't mentally there. Like when I think back to myself at that time, like when I met my ex, I was like, it was like a day after I turned 20, so I was like 19, 20-ish. Like I was just, at that time when I think about myself, I just wasn't there. You get what I'm saying? Like I just really wasn't there. And he was my first ever real boyfriend. You know, I lost my virginity to my ex, so it was just a lot of learning for me. And I felt like, you know, because he was a little bit older than me, I think he's like 4 years older than me, 3, I don't know. I just know that he's much older than me. I always kind of felt like, you know, he was able to like date around and stuff like that. Him being my first, I just kind of felt like I never got to experience that. And even when we were talking, I always kind of used to tell him like he wanted to date me. And I remember I'd be like, I don't know, because I just really didn't know. Like I didn't know how I really felt about him. But anyways, we started dating, and I loved him a lot. You know, we had some great moments together. He was a great, you know, person, but I just noticed things that I didn't really necessarily like, and it was just, I don't know, it was just a lot. And so But ultimately he was, you know, a great guy. I can't complain too much. Like, he was pretty good. Thinking about myself at that time, like, I was just not there. Like, I'm just not where I'm at now. Like, I'm thinking about myself at 19, 20, like, and it's my first relationship, my first boyfriend. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing for real. But what really kind of got me about our relationship is like, when I had first met him, he was engaged like a few months before me, but the girl had called it off, and I met him like a few months later. I always used to be like, yo, like, I feel like you didn't have time to heal and stuff like that, and he said he was over her, whatever. But anyways, that's besides the point. But I just kind of felt like he really wanted to marry me. Like, we talked about marriage and stuff like that, and even his mom started talking about marriage and stuff like that, and I just would be thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but nah, like, I'm just not, I don't want to get married to your son, you know. Like, that's just all I was thinking, because I'm just like, you know, he's a cool guy, but I just felt like there was more that I had to learn as a woman. And I just felt like sometimes they made it seem like I didn't have an option to do that, because they're just like, oh, she's like, oh, what are you gonna do when you guys have kids and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, you want the person that you're dating to, you know, want to potentially marry you, but it was just one of those things where I was like, I'm not feeling the vibes, you know. I just felt like there was more that I had to learn, and I just kind of felt like it was a little bit unfair in a way, because I'm like, he had a chance to date around. Like, he would tell me about his college experiences, and I'm just sitting there like, well, I only got one experience. And he would always be like, oh, well, if you find somebody that you love, like, you know, then you should be with that person. But, or he'd be like, oh, you should just know, and you shouldn't have to like date around, I guess you could say. But it was one of those things where I kind of felt like, how do I know that you're the, like, it wasn't like when I met him, I'm like, yeah, you're the one. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, it was just one of those things where he just kind of grew on me. We developed a cool friendship, then we started dating, and it was just cool. But it was never like, oh, yes, you're the one for me. And I'm just like, you know, it's healthy to date around, because he knows what he likes and what he doesn't like. And so when he met me, I happened to just be what he liked. But when I met him, I'm like, okay. So anyways, to make a long story short, I pretty much just decided that it was best for me to just leave the relationship, because I just wasn't there, y'all. Honestly, I just really wasn't there. And it was like things that I liked about him and things that I didn't like about him. And I asked myself, I'm like, if we were to get married, would I have any regrets? And honestly, I could say yeah. Like, if I were to get married to him, if I were to be married to him, I probably would have had some regrets, because I just felt like there was more that I needed to learn. And it wasn't even about dating other people. It was just like, I just wasn't there. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't there. And so I left the relationship, and I tried to leave the relationship before, but I always felt bad because I knew how he felt about me, and he would say how much he loved me and all that stuff. So it was just, you know. But ultimately, I decided to leave the relationship. And while I was single, y'all, I learned a lot, okay? I learned a lot about myself. I have experienced so many things, y'all. Like, a lot of things that I've experienced has taught me valuable lessons. Like, this is what I was trying to get him to understand, is like, if I was not single, I wouldn't have learned half the stuff that I've learned. I wouldn't be the woman that I am today. You get what I'm saying? I felt like I wasn't able to grow in the relationship the way that I needed to. Like, I felt like I still had to develop a lot of stuff. I feel like I had to grow, you know. I just had a lot more growing to do, and I just wasn't with it, you know. And I just honestly didn't have that feeling like, oh yeah, he's the one for me. I just didn't at the time. I really didn't. I just wasn't feeling it. But while I was single, I just learned so much. And I just want to encourage people, like, first, if you're in a relationship and you just don't think that the relationship is for you, don't stay, because ultimately that's not fair for you, and that's not fair for the other person. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying to him. I'm just like, it ain't, you know, it's just not fair for the both of you, because you really don't want to be there. This person wants you, and you just aren't able to give that person what they need because you're just not in it. And then number two, if you are single, I just want to encourage y'all to enjoy the single season. Like, y'all, listen, I enjoy, like, of course there's times where I'm like, dang, you know, it'd be nice to, you know, have a little somebody or whatever. But honestly, y'all, I enjoy the single season, because the single season has taught me so much about myself. The single season has brought me closer to God. It's just, you learn so much. And we live in a generation where people are like, they don't like to be alone. Like, you don't need somebody else to bring you happiness. You know, a relationship should just be an added bonus. Yeah, I just want to encourage everybody, like, if you're single, I know that sometimes the single season can be hard, especially like when you see other couples, and you know, especially if your desire is to like be married or to be in a relationship. Like, of course that's a natural human thing, but I just want you guys to just think of this single season as something different. You know, just figure out, what is it that I need to work on? Is there something that I need to heal from? Is there something that I need to change? You know, what is it that I need to learn in this season? Because there's going to become a point where you're going to miss the single season. Like, when I was in a relationship, I'm like, dang, I kind of miss being single. Like, I miss being able to freely do what I want to do. And like I said, I can honestly say I just still had a lot of growing to do. Like, when I think about myself during that time and I look back at myself, I'm like, I was just not there. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm a completely different woman now. Like, I feel like I'm growing more into myself. I feel like I'm becoming the woman that I'm really supposed to be, and it was just like, at that time I just really didn't know. And so, you know, enjoy the single season, because I've learned so many valuable things that I would have not been able to learn if I was still in a relationship. And those things that I've experienced and those things that I've learned has made me become the woman that I am. Some of those things triggered me to go into my journey. Some of those things have triggered me to get closer to God. So it's just like, everything happens for a reason. And yes, it might suck a little bit sometimes, but just, this is the perfect time for you to be selfish. You don't have to think about nobody else. All you have to do is focus on you. You know, stack your money up, you know, get your credit together. This is the time where you build yourself up. And if you believe in God, then you build that relationship, that stronger relationship with God, and stop focusing on, when am I gonna be in a relationship? If you're one of those types of people, just enjoy the season that you're in. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. That's my whole spiel on how I'm 22 and single, and why I became single. And you guys, like I said, I don't regret leaving the relationship, because I was not ready for all of that, and I just knew that there was just so much more for me to learn. I just think about, if I was still in a relationship, I wouldn't have learned half the stuff that I've learned now. I wouldn't have met certain people. I wouldn't have gained certain experiences. And you know, I enjoy my single season. I'm just really just kind of just doing my own thing, and I'm just allowing God to just do whatever he wants to do. You know, whoever will show up whenever. This is the hair, all nice and crimped. It looks very, very, very beautiful. So shout out to them for this beautiful hair. I absolutely love it. It was very easy to style. So yeah, you guys, this is pretty much the end of this video. All of their information will be down below in the description box with the direct links. If I have a coupon code, that'll also be down below in the description box with the direct links. Also, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media. It'll be down below in the description box with the direct links. Thank you guys so freaking much for watching, and of course, as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, you guys.